الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Inshallah, today we'll start our weekly lesson about the stories of the prophets. And today, inshallah, we're going to talk about the Prophet Hud and his magnificent story and the mass punishment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent down to the people of Ad. We are presenting this as part of the weekly lesson. We started as in the name of the lesson as Introduction to Islam, but then since there's a lot of content being provided, the lesson name changed it to the Essence of Islam. Today is the story of the fourth prophet. If you remember, who remember the first prophet? What's the name of the first prophet of Allah? Brother Adam, exactly. The Prophet Adam was the first one. And who is the second? Anyone remember? Sheath, exactly. Prophet Sheath or Seth. And the third prophet was Idris. Idris is the third prophet, and today is the fourth prophet, Prophet Hud. Prophet Hud was sent to the people of Ad. People of Ad lived in the southern part of the Arabic Peninsula, between Oman, what is known today as Oman, and Yemen. They lived on the ocean, on the sea, among the massive mountains of sand, Al-Ahqaf, as we will express in a few minutes, inshallah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the people of Ad in the Quran that the Iram Dhati al-Imad, Iram Dhati al-Imad, they used to live in a place. Brother in the back, please, can you voice is kind of distracting. Thank you. ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بعاد إرم ذات العماد التي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد. In Surah Al-Fajr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that the people of Ad, they lived in a country that is full of high pillars or columns, that they used to construct their buildings over these columns to support them. And these columns, they were so massive that they didn't exist anywhere else on Earth. With the modern language of today, we can say that they were the only superpower at that time. They were only the superpower on Earth at that time. They built the huge civilizations, and they were really massive in their buildings and the structure that they have. Here is just some schematics of how they built their country. The country was surrounded with these large pillars. The people of Ad, they were idol worshippers. They worshipped three idols: Sad, Samud, and Hira. They made idols, very big idols of them, and they used to worship them. And they were first to worship idols after the people of Noah. As you know, that people of Noah worshipped how many idols? Anybody remember? Waddan, Suwa'an, Yahutha, wa Ya'uqa, wa Nasra. So they used to worship 5 idols, the people of Noah, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed them. And after that, the people on earth, the new generation of people on earth, from the descendants of Noah through his 3 sons. Anybody remember the names of the sons of Noah? Ham and Sam and Japheth. Ham and Sam and Japheth, that the entire generation of mankind, they came from the descendants or the lineage of the children of Noah, Ham and Sam and Japheth. All of them worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Monotheism was 100% restored on earth, until the people of Ad started to resurrect the worshipping of the idols. Sad, Samud, and Hira, or Hira. Not only that, but the people of Ad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the Prophet Hud to them. The Prophet Hud said to the people of Ad, كذبت عاد المرسلين إذ قال لهم أخوهم هود ألا تتقون إني لكم رسول أمين فاتقوا الله وأطيعون وما أسألكم عليه من أجر إن أجري إلا على رب العالمين أتبنون بكل ريع آية تعبثون وتتخذون مصانع لعلكم تخلدون وإذا بطشتم جبارين فاتقوا الله وأطيعون. So Hud started to remind them, and he mentioned the attributes of the people of Ad. He said that they built the huge buildings, not only for their essential needs of living, but they used to really live luxury life to the point that they will just engrave temples and homes and constructions in the mountains for the sake of showing their power only, not for any necessity of living. So they lived the luxury life, and they were giants in their bodies. They were really large in their bodies, as we will see in the next slide. And they used to use their power and their technology to show off. They lived extravaganza sort of life. And they used to make masana, factories, just for the sake of luxury, not for the necessity of living or the needs of living. But not only that, but they were also very aggressive in the way that they punished other nations around them. So when they have wars, they didn't only take over their land, the land of the conquered people, but also they used to batashtum jabbarin. They used to massively punish the people by killing them, by killing the nations and other countries that they invade and conquer. And they used to kill the animals, they used to kill the elders, the women, people not only in the battlefield, but also in their homes. They terrorized the other countries around them. So the Prophet Hud said to them, وَاتَّقُوا الَّذِي أَمَدَّكُمْ بِمَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted you all of this power and these civilizations. أَمَدَّكُمْ بِأَنْعَامٍ وَبَنِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted you with a massive number of sheep and cattle and number of people of your nation. وَجَنَّاتٍ وَعُيُونٍ, and farms and gardens and rivers and streams. إِنِّي أَخَافُ عَلَيْكُمْ عَذَابَ يَوْمٍ عَظِيمٍ. He said that because you didn't thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and appreciate his bounties on you, I'm so afraid that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take away these bounties that he granted you. قالوا سواء علينا أوعظت أم لم تكن من الواعظين. They said to him, it doesn't really matter what you say to us. We are going to continue our life as we opted to and chose to live our lives. And we'll continue to build and dwell on our civilization. إن هذا إلا خلق الأولين وما نحن بمعذبين. They said to him, we will never be punished. Whatever you say to us is not going to happen. فكذبوه فأهلكناهم إن في ذلك لآية وما كان أكثرهم مؤمنين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, because of their arrogance and persistence and consistent rejection of the message of Hud, we destroyed them all, as we will see in a few moments, inshallah. Hud is the fourth grandchild of Noah. So Noah has 3 sons, as we said, that survived. How many children Noah has? Anybody remember? 4, exactly. Jazakallah khair, Sister Gina. Yes, 4, and one of them was destroyed in the flood because he refused to join his father on the ark. His name is Canaan. And 3 sons of Noah survived, Ham and Sam and Japheth or Yafeth. There are some narrations that there was a 5th son of Noah that lived and died before the great flood. But the Quran really mentioned Canaan in addition to Ham and Sam and Yafeth that are mentioned in the Holy Hadith. So if you put the Hadith and the Quran together, authentic Hadith and Quran together, we conclude that Noah has for fact 4 sons, and a 5th possibility of a 5th one that was that died naturally before the flood. Noah has the son Sam, and the son of Sam is Shalech, and the son of Shalech is Hud. So this is the lineage of the prophet Hud. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned also that the people of Hud, which is people of Ad, they resented his message. وإلى عاد أخاهم هودا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره إن أنتم إلا مفترون. يا قوم لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إن أجري إلا على الذي فطرني أفلا تعقلون. ويا قوم استغفروا ربكم ثم توبوا إليه يرسل السماء عليكم مدرارا ويزدكم قوة إلى قوتكم ولا تتولوا مجرمين. قالوا يا هود ما جئتنا ببينة وما نحن بتارك آلهتنا عن قولك وما نحن لك بمؤمنين. So Hud, like the previous prophets, as we mentioned, very similar to the people of Noah, he continued to call them to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. So they responded to him that was very similar. قال يهود ما جئتنا ببينة وما نحن بتارك آلهتنا. You are just like individual, any regular individual among us. You're not an angel. You didn't come with like a miracle to show us that you are indeed a messenger of God, that you claim he exists. He's the only God over there. And we don't believe in you. We don't believe in your message. We are not believers in your message whatsoever. And they continued to resist. Not only that, but they accused him of being a crazy or insane person. إن تقولوا إلا اعتراك بعض آلهتنا بسوء قال إني أشهد الله وأشهد أني بريء مما تشركون. Then they continued to resent his message. They said, it looks like you have some craziness, insanity in your mind, and most likely this insanity came to you through our lords, the lords that we worship, the gods that we worship. You became insane because you are objecting to our gods. وأشهد أني بريء مما تشركون من دونه فكيدون جميعا ثم لا تنظرون. I swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that indeed I am a messenger of God to all mankind, to you. إني توكلت على الله ربي وربكم وما من دابة إلا هو آخذ بناصيتها إن ربي على صراط مستقيم. Indeed, my Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the Lord of all of the creatures, not only the creatures, not only mankind, but also all of the animals and the plants and the mountains and the rivers, everything in the universe. Allah, my Lord, is the Lord of all the creatures. فإن تولوا فقد أبلغتكم ما أرسلت به إليكم ويستخلف ربي قوما غيركم ولا تضرونه شيئا إن ربي على كل شيء حفيظ. Indeed, this is the end of my message to you. I'm warning you that I'm nothing but a warner, a messenger, a prophet of God to you all. If you continue to reject his message, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will replace you with another nation that becomes a true worshipper of my Lord. So the people of Ad continued their resentment and ridiculed him. قال الملأ الذين كفروا من قومه إنا لنراك في سفاهة وإنا لنظنك من الكاذبين. They said to him, it looks like you are an idiot. You are not smart or intelligent enough to be in the status of a prophet. And we definitely believe that you are a liar, not a truth teller. قال يا قوم ليس بي سفاهة ولكني رسول من رب العالمين. He replied back to them, I'm not an idiot. I'm giving you the message that as I received it from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أبلغكم رسالات ربي وأنا لكم ناصح أمين. Indeed, I'm giving you the true message that I received from Allah, my Lord, and I'm sincere and honest in everything that I have told you. When the discussion or the argument between Hud and his people reached the end, Hud gave them the last warning. He said, قالوا أجئتنا لنعبد الله وحده ونذر ما كان يعبد آباؤنا. They said to him, you came to us to worship your Lord and abandon or give up the lords that our ancestors have worshipped, فأتنا بما تعدنا إن كنت من الصادقين. We're not going to do that. And if you are truthful in your message, bring this massive punishment on us if you are indeed a messenger of God. قال قد وقع عليكم من ربكم رجس وغضب أتجادلونني في أسماء سميتموها أنتم وآباؤكم ما أنزل الله بها من سلطان فانتظروا إني معكم من المنتظرين. When Hud reached the dead end, same exact pattern of people, like exactly what happened with Noah and his people. He reached the dead end. He said to them, that's it. There's no more discussion between you and me. Now it's the time for you to wait for the mass punishment coming upon you. So give them the ultimatum, the ultimate warning that the mass punishment is coming to destroy you. So the mass punishment did not come at once. It came gradually. So first Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stopped the rains coming to them. And he stopped the rivers from flowing, delivering water to them. So they suffered a great shortage of water and food. So after living like a very luxury life, very civilized life, they have massive abundance of wealth and the crops and gardens. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started gradually stopping his abundance, his bounties that he was sending to them. Rain stopped, rivers stopped flowing to their lands. They suffered a great deal of shortage of water. But that was only a warning. But now the mass punishment is coming to them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent a very heavy cloud. The cloud started approaching the land of Ad. When they saw this massive dark cloud coming over them, they said, this is the great glad tidings. God has, or gods, our gods, fulfilled our dua, fulfilled our asking. This massive cloud is going to bring abundance of water over us. فلما رأوه عارضا مستقبل أوديتهم قالوا هذا عارض ممطرنا. So they said this massive cloud coming over us is going to really water the entire land, and the plants will start to flourish one more time. And then Hud replied back to them, هذا عارض ممطر بل هو ما استعجلتم به. Then Hud said to them, this is what you have been waiting for. This is what you challenged me with. This is the beginning of ريح فيها عذاب أليم. Indeed, this is the beginning of a massive wind that's going to destroy you. تدمر كل شيء بأمر ربها فأصبحوا لا يرى إلا مساكنهم كذلك نجزي القوم المجرمين. So this massive dark cloud that came over them, it was just the beginning of a massive wind that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directed over them. This wind continued. وأما عاد فأهلكوا بريح صرصر عاتية سخرها عليهم 7 ليال و8 أيام حسوما فترى القوم فيها صرعى كأنهم أعجاز نخل خاوية فهل ترى لهم من باقية. In Surah Al-Ahqaf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that he sent his massive punishment to the people of Ad in the form of a very strong wind that continued to unroot them. It is narrated that the men and women used to be pulled up from where they stand, and then they will fly on the air and then fall down dead on the ground. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directed this massive wind on them 7 ليال و8 أيام حسوما for 8 days and 7 nights. Very massive, very continuous wind that destroyed them, not only by unrooting them as humans and also their plants and their crops and everything else, but also it was sarsaran. Sarsaran meaning it has really very loud voice to the point that they put their hands on their ears, yet the voice destroyed their hearings. And this is expressed here in verse 6 in Surah Al-Ahqaf. فأهلكوا بريح صرصر عاتية. صرصر meaning it has a really massive sound that really blow their heads up. فهل ترى لهم من بقية? At the end, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to all mankind, challenging all mankind, do you see any remnants of this great civilization that challenged Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in their worshipping? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved the Prophet Hud and the believers. And this is stated in Surah Al-A'raf. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فأنجيناه والذين معه برحمة منا وقطعنا دابر الذين كذبوا بآياتنا وما كانوا مؤمنين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved as always. This is really the repeated pattern of the Sunnah in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the traditions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will never destroy any prophet whatsoever. He always saves the prophet and destroy the people. As he did with the people of Noah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved the Hud and the believers with him, which were also very few, not too many, but he destroyed the entire masses of the country of Ad. These are some current pictures of the people of Ad. As he said, this does exist in Al-Ahqaf of the southern part of the Arabic Peninsula between Oman and Yemen. As you can see, they have really, I'm sorry? People of Ad. It's a large country that lived in the southern part of the Arabic Peninsula. We spoke about it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed them. He sent it to them Hud first. And then they didn't obey his message. He didn't obey him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed them. So these are the remnants of the people of Ad. As you can see, it was very strong structures. They were engraved in the mountains, in the rocks. And the remnants still exist until today. This is another picture of the heavy structures. And as you can see, the columns now. This is إرم ذات العماد, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Al-Fajr. إرم ذات العماد, that these structures are built with the strong pillars or columns. Recently, they put these metal steps to take people to go inside. So the question now is, can we visit the remnants of the destroyed people of Ad and people of Thamud, etc.? And we will see next lesson. It's going to be about the people of Thamud and Prophet Salih, inshallah. Are we as Muslims allowed to take these sites as tourist sites and visit them? The answer is no. The answer is no. فقد روى البخاري ومسلم عن عبد الله بن عمر رضي الله عنهما أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: لا تدخلوا على هؤلاء المعذبين إلا أن تكونوا باكين، فإن لم تكونوا باكين فلا تدخلوا عليهم لا يصيبكم ما أصابهم. It is narrated that the Prophet ﷺ, in one of the trips, he was walking with the army of the Muslims in the northern part of the Arabic Peninsula, where the remnants of the people of Thamud, not people of Ad, people of Thamud, was there. So the companions, the army of the Prophet ﷺ, they were so astounded, and then they started running around and looking for the remnants and just to realize what's been mentioned in the Quran. So the Prophet ﷺ stopped them. He says, don't take these as tourist places. Don't have a pleasure of visiting them. Don't buy tickets and fly to visit these sites. When you are there, it just happened. If you are there, just walk through the path that you intend to go through and put your head down in glorification of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who destroyed them. Otherwise, if you glorify them, that means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will destroy you as well out of your glorification of these people. So for us as Muslims, we cannot visit these sites. We cannot visit these sites. If it just happened to be there and passing through their all the homes, then it's okay to go but we cannot really take them as a tourist sites and take pictures, etc. This takes us to the end of today's lesson. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer you, inshallah. Any questions?